How we spend our evenings can greatly influence how well we sleep and how we feel the next day. And evenings are a great time for self-care, for slowing down, for finding some relaxation, and for signaling to the body and the mind that it is time for some much needed and well-deserved rest. So today I share 15 healthy evening habits that you can incorporate into your night routine, and feel free to pick and choose depending on your mood and the time you have available. This video works great with my recent Healthy Morning Habits video. I will link that one in the description box below. There you will also find a link to a downloadable checklist of all the habits that I mentioned today, as well as the items I mentioned in the Healthy Morning Habits video. You can use that as a tool to incorporate both of them into your daily routine, so feel free to click the link to download your copy. In order to enjoy your evening and really let go of any racing thoughts about all the things you have on your list for tomorrow, it can really be a great help to write things down and to plan ahead. And if you recognize this, I recommend doing this straight after dinner. This signals to the mind that it is okay to let go of them because they have been written down somewhere. So if there's anything on your mind that you do not want to forget, quickly jot it down, and if there's anything making you anxious, try to deal with it at the start of the evening to have it out of your way. And if you are the type of person who loves to plan ahead, you could also already think about what you're gonna wear the next day, or for example, pre-make any breakfasts or lunches for yourself or your family members, anything to decrease your mental load so you feel prepared for tomorrow and open to having a nice relaxed evening. There's nothing better for the body and the mind than some light stretching, especially if you have been sitting at a desk all day, and it's also a natural sleep remedy. So getting back in touch with your body and focusing your attention on your breath can help to let go of any stressors of the day. And of course, it's great for the body. It helps to relieve muscle tension. And I'd like to quickly say that you do not need to be flexible in order to enjoy stretching. I am actually one of the least flexible people I know when it comes to stretching, and I still love doing it. So try not to worry if your stretches don't look like they can be featured on a yoga magazine anytime soon. That is not important. The act of stretching, that is where the magic happens. Now, of course, we can't talk about healthy evening habits without mentioning a healthy and nourishing meal. If you can eat something yummy as well as healthy, it'll help you to feel amazing instead of perhaps feeling heavy or bloated. So I try to eat something with lots of vegetables, fiber, protein, and healthy fats. And the act of cooking can also be really nice in itself, and it's kind of a creative process. So maybe you could try cooking something new once a week, and just focusing on the cooking, the cutting of the veggies and the smells and everything can help to quiet the mind, have like a mindful moment, and leave your work stress behind. I have loads more coming up, but if you are new here, my name is Vera and I make videos about minimalism, intentional living, happiness, and self-care. And I post a new video here every Saturday, so consider subscribing if you aren't already. And I also share extra videos on my Patreon, like this one. So feel free to join our lovely Patreon community if you'd like to see more videos and if you'd like to get more of a personal insight into me and my life. For me, there is nothing as soothing as the feeling of warm water on my skin. So whenever I feel particularly stressed or worn out, I love to take a moment to enjoy a warm shower. Now, we do not have a bathtub here, unfortunately, but if you do, that would also be wonderful. And I also think that this could be a great opportunity to practice self-comforting, especially during these times. I feel like the evenings used to be the time when we were comforted and nurtured when we were kids. And now that we are adults, maybe we could try doing that for ourselves. The evenings can be a wonderful time to disengage, and I always recommend turning off the screens at least 1 or maybe even 2 hours before we go to sleep. This has a number of important benefits. For example, it can improve our sleep quality because the blue light that our screens emit is kind of like daylight, and therefore it decreases the production of melatonin, which we need to feel sleepy and to have a good quality of REM sleep. And this also forces us to find something else to do instead of being on our phone or watching Netflix, which is something that I am also guilty of myself. So I also love to practice this because something else could be a lot more valuable as an activity. For example, spending time with a loved one, or relaxing music, or practicing some sort of hobby. Your phone could be switched to airplane mode, or you could simply place it in another room somewhere. And whatever you do, try not to read your email or read the news in the evening, because you never know what you're gonna see that could potentially ruin your good mood. As most of us know, caffeine is a stimulant that can interfere with our sleep, and some people, like me, are a little bit more sensitive to it than others, but it does have that effect on all of us. So I always try to limit my drinks of caffeinated coffees to 1 per day max, and I also like to not drink any more caffeine after dinner, and that includes black tea and green tea or white tea. So instead I enjoy some herbal tea like rooibos or a really lovely chamomile. What some people don't know is that the effects of caffeine can stay in our body for a really long time, anywhere from up to 8 to even 12 hours. So if you are having trouble falling asleep, or if you're a very light sleeper, then you could think back, when was the last time you've had caffeine in a day, and you could try to see what limiting your caffeine intake can do for your sleep. And I also want to quickly mention alcohol, because studies have shown that drinking alcohol can help to relax and fall asleep quicker, but it also decreases the quality of our sleep. So if you want to wake up feeling well rested, they recommend not having any alcohol right before going to bed. For me, I usually like to clean or tidy a certain area in my home a little bit in the evening so that I can enjoy my space more and also feel like everything is in its place. However, I am usually not doing any deep cleaning in the evenings because that's too intensive. Another thing you could try is doing some restorative yoga like yin yoga or nidra yoga, and there are countless videos to find about that on YouTube if you want. And I personally love yin yoga because it is a form of yoga where you hold the positions for a really long time instead of moving in and out of shapes, and therefore it really helps to cool down the nervous system. And of course, another great thing you can do for yourself is meditating, if even only for a couple of minutes, just sitting still and watching your breath. Or you could try listening to a sleep story. I've done that myself once or twice, really relaxing. And I have recently made a very relaxing body scan meditation video, so I will leave that for you in the description box if you want to check it out. If you want to wake up feeling well rested, then try to go to bed on time and also incorporate some sort of sleep schedule that works for you, where you go to bed and wake up roughly around the same time every day. And I know for me, I sometimes wish that there were more hours in a day so I could get more done, but I know better than to sacrifice my sleep for it, because I know that I cannot be as productive if I don't have enough sleep. So try to make sure that you are in bed on time enough so you can get your 7 to 8 hours of sleep, if at all possible. Another healthy evening habit could be to switch it up sometimes and do something else instead of your usual routine. I think that sometimes we can kind of get stuck in a rut and go through the motions without really experiencing it. So if you recognize this, then it could be a great idea to switch it up sometimes. For instance, if you are a big Netflix watcher like me, then you could make it a point to keep the TV or your laptop switched off the entire evening, and then you have to be creative and find something else to do, and that can be so wonderful, because you could find new activities that could be so valuable in the evenings. Find a moment to cuddle up with a loved one or a pet, or you could also just give yourself a hug or give yourself a foot rub and practice some self-love and self-care in that way. And I think that adding some physical connection can be so valuable. And for me, my problems always seem a lot less big after my boyfriend gives me a hug. Just like mornings, evenings are a wonderful opportunity to take some time to reflect and check back in with yourself. So you could try some journaling, or if that's not your cup of tea, you could also try just answering a few questions for yourself in your head. So for example, what are 3 things that happened today that you are grateful for? Or naming 1 thing that you want to try doing differently tomorrow to take better care of yourself. Try some sort of bedtime ritual, just like when we were kids and our parents wanted us to get sleepy so they could send us off to bed. And if you do some sort of pre-sleep activity right before you go to bed most nights or every night, that will eventually signal to your mind and to your body that it is time to go to bed, and you will get more sleepy. You could try incorporating smells like essential oils or a really fragrant cup of herbal tea, or you could try taking a shower and switching into your pajamas. So try to incorporate the senses and find something that works for you. And of course, I could not make this list without mentioning reading before bedtime. It is my favorite nighttime habit ever since I was old enough to read, and reading before bed can help to reduce stress. It can progressively calm you down, and I know for me, I cannot even read for for longer than 20 minutes now before my eyes start to close by themselves. I usually read non-fiction in the daytime and then fiction in the evening, because I found that reading non-fiction can get me really inspired and turn on my thinking brain, and that is not what I want to happen in the evenings. So in bed, I usually read fiction. Thanks for being here. I would really appreciate it if you could take a moment to give this video a thumbs up and to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And of course, don't forget your free Healthy Habits checklist, link in the description. If you want more, right here is my Healthy Morning Habits video, and right here I have 20 activities for self-care. As always, questions, comments, and conversations down below. Thanks for being here. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.